Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we continue reading from the Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. And today we'll be reading 2 verses. Text 6 and text 7, so as not to break the sequence for the following speakers the next few days. And since yesterday was our famous boat festival, supposed to be 6 yesterday, but there was no class, so today we'll read 6th and 7th. Is that okay? A little long purport, but it has to be done. So first we read text 6. Nachaitad vidma kataram nogariyo yadva jayema yadivanu jayeyo yan eva hatva najijid visamas Devastita pramuke dartarastra. Word for word meaning. Na, nor, cha, also, etat, this, vidma, do we know, katarat, which, naha, for us, Gariya, better, Yatva, whether, Jayema, we may conquer, Yadi, if, Va, or, Na, us, Jayeyo, they conquer, Yan, those who, Eva, certainly, Hatva, by killing, na, never, jijivi samha, we would want to live, te, all of them, avashtita, are situated, pramuke, in the front, dartarastra, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada K. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Purport. Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them and their cause was justified, still, if the sons of Dhritarashtra died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these considerations by Arjuna definitely prove that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities, combined with his faith in the words of instructions of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Otherwise, the senses are controlled. There is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes, over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationships. Amagyanatimirandasya gyananganashalakaya chaksurun bilitam jena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha Sri Chaitanya manobhistam stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang Shri Gurung Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanespare Visavanu Sute Deve Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nachaitad Vidma Kataram Nugaryo Yadva Jayema Yadiva Nujayeyo Yan eva hatbana jijivisamas tivastita pramuke dartarastra. So in the middle of the battlefield, Arjuna is in great dilemma whether to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, the other kings, or just go live the battle and be a beggar. That means become detached. So he does not know what to do, whether he should fight or just give up everything, refrain everything and live by begging. As Prabhupada says, we should put ourselves in the shoes of Arjuna. But very few will accept what is to be done and what is not to be done. Usually, the conditioned souls will make decisions because of uncontrolled senses, uncontrolled mind. They will not ask any guidance from anybody, and thinking that they themselves will be able to solve whatever situation they are. But an intelligent person, he thinks not just once or twice or 3 times. And before he makes a decision, he will confer to those who are more superior or more advanced than him. This is a sign of intelligence. So devotees of the Supreme Lord are like this. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada also, before making a decision, he will ask some of his disciples. Sometimes he says, shall we go? Or what shall we do? Shall we not go? Or Of course, the Supreme Lord, being the spiritual master within, as Chaitya Guru, the pure devotees of the Lord, they can hear the Super Soul, the Chaitya Guru. They know what to do based from the instructions of the Super Soul from within. But just to be sure that what he's doing is correct or not, he will also ask devotees, he will also ask others to confirm. To confirm. So this is what Arjuna is in situation right now. He's in the kind of dilemma. If he will fight in the battle and kill the opposing side, still for him, he thinks that this is useless. How will I enjoy the kingdom? If I win, no one will be there anyway. No one will be left. All my family, relatives, my uncles, my grandfather, no one will be alive. So how can you enjoy the kingdom if no one is there to enjoy it with? It's useless. And because of his having controlled his senses, it says here, Prabhupada used that in the purport. Because he is fully control of his senses, his mind, and is very enlightened. And therefore he is qualified for liberation. Prabhupada says in the purport, unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. Of course, there are 2 kinds of knowledge, material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. So what we're talking here in the Bhagavad-Gita is spiritual knowledge. Material knowledge means relative knowledge. It can change any time. It's like in schools, academic schools. Every year they have different textbooks. What they're using this year, it'll be obsolete next year. You have to buy a different one. New edition. New edition, new edition, maybe a little bit of subtraction, and mostly speculation. This is material knowledge. But here, in the Bhagavad-Gita, we learn spiritual knowledge, which is absolute. Knowledge that doesn't change, knowledge that is eternal. And because without knowledge, it says here, and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. So Arjuna is very confident or competent to receive this knowledge. So as Prabhupada says, we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna in order for us to understand the import of the Bhagavad-Gita. Ultimately, Arjuna, because of his dilemma of not figuring out what to do and what not to do, he will surrender to Krishna. He will give up his independence, this minute independence, to have Krishna instruct him the proper way to execute his action. Otherwise, he'll be in big trouble. There is no victory for him. Victory means getting out of the cycle of repeated birth and death, becoming liberated. That is real victory. Real victory doesn't mean winning the war, but winning the favor of Lord Krishna. So similarly in our life, the real victory is executing the instructions of the Supreme Lord and His representatives, giving up our minute independence, and whatever they desire for us to do, we should try to follow. As we will learn in the next text, which we're going to read right now. Text 7. Karpanya dosha pahata swabhava. Karpanya daso pahata swabhava. Pricham tung dharma samudha cheta. Pricham tvang dharma samudha cheta. Yachreyasang nischitang bruhitan me. Yachreyasang nischitang bruhitan me. Sishyaste hang sadimang tvang prapanam. Sishyaste hang sadimang tvang prapanam. Karpanya dosa pahata subhabha. Pricham tvang dharma samudha cheta. Yachreyasang nischitang bruhitan ve. Sishyaste hang sadimang tvang prapanam. So we just continue reading word for word. Karpanya, of miserliness. Dosha, by the weakness. Upahata, being afflicted. Sabhavaha, characteristics. Prichami, I am asking. Tvam, unto you. Dharma, religion. Samudha, bewildered. Cheta, in heart. Yat, what? Shreya, all good. Shat, may be. Nischitam, confidently. Bruhi, tell. Tat, that. Me, unto me. Shishya, disciple. Te, your. Aham, I am. Shadi, just instruct. Mam, me. Tvam, unto you. Prapanam, surrendered. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada K. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Purport. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity, and therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 3.8.10, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yova itad aksharam gargi avidit vasmal lokat praiti sakripana. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human, and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs, without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity, who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. Yaetad aksaram gargi vidit basmal lokat praiti sa Brahmana. The Kripanas, or miserly persons, waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. in the material conception of life. One is often attached to family life, namely to wife, children, and other members on the basis of skin disease. The Kripana thinks that he is able to protect his family members from death, or the Kripana thinks that his family or society can save him from the verge of death. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals, who take care of children also. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the causes of his perplexities. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him, still on account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duties. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talks. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the recognized spiritual master. Krishna is therefore the original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad-Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple for understanding the Gita. How Arjuna understands the Bhagavad-Gita is stated in the Gita itself, and yet foolish mundane scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as a person, but to the unborn within Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna's within and without, and one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad-Gita. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport, chapter 2 of the Bhagavad-Gita, contents of the Gita summarized, text number 7. One time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told a story. There is a great circus troupe came to a village, and the entrance to the circus is only 2 paisa. It's like in 1 rupee there is 100 paisas, right? So 2 paisas is very cheap. But this is the greatest circus that's just came to that town. And but there is a condition. Only 1 person at a time can go inside the circus. So everyone was thinking, what? This is the greatest circus that's coming to our town. And the price is only 2 paisa. This is cheap. So almost everyone bought the ticket. Almost everyone. But then they have to go only one by one. So one person, the first person came in, and he gave the ticket to the usher. And when he entered the tent, it was so dark. He cannot see anything. Only a small red light lamp. And there's one big guy. And as soon as the person enters, he got smashed in the face. He thought he got a good deal because, 2 paisa, greatest. But then inside he just got beaten up. And then the person who beat him up says, you exit on that door. So the first person, when he exit, he was smiling on the way out. He doesn't want to reveal where you're going to go inside. The second person came in. He saw the same thing. It's all black. And there's one red light, very dim light. And there's one big guy. He got beaten up also again. He's almost crying. Then he pointed out, you exit in that door. So when he exited in that door, he was smiling again. So almost all the villages are like this. So the lesson that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying here is that we entered in this material world thinking that we're going to be happy. This is the reason why we're in the material world, is because we want to be separately happy from Krishna, away from Krishna. But that's not going to happen. And everyone seems to be like expressing themselves to be happy. But it's not possible to be happy in this material world. Anyone who wants to get out of this material world, he needs a guidance. So who needs a guru? No one needs a guru if he doesn't want to get out of this material world. If he wants to enjoy in the material world, material things, then you don't need guru. But if you want to get out of this material world, you need a spiritual guidance. And here, Arjuna now, who is in the crossroads, like every one of us will, at one point in our life, will be in the crossroads. You know what's a crossroads? You don't know where to turn, whether you turn right or turn left, go forward or retreat, just go back. Every one of us. There's one time that you're really going to make a decision, which is going to, the decision that you're going to make is going to be very, very important, because this will determine your future. Shall I remain brahmachari or shall I get married?
Remain brahmachari.
Well, yes, that's true. That's what the Shastra says. Because Grihastha life means extra luggage. But for others, they have to go through being Grihastha to learn. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Grihastha life is the best ashram in Kali Yuga. Because you learn a lot through experience. You get beaten up a lot of times. Then you learn. But to avoid that, also, you just follow what the Shastra says. Remain a brahmachari. Prabhupada says that. So, every one of us will come to that point. But then, if we don't know what to do, and most of the times, we're not going to be able to make a decision. Or if we make a decision, it'll be the wrong decision. Because our uncontrolled senses, uncontrolled mind, we're not able to hear the Chaitya Guru. That means Krishna, the spiritual master from within. Paramatma. But here, Arjuna made the right decision. Now, I am helpless. He told Lord Krishna, I surrender. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composures because of miserly weakness. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. So, if one takes spiritual master, but if he's not going to surrender into him, then it's useless to take a spiritual master. Spiritual master is not just a fashion. Oh, you have a spiritual master? I think I should have a spiritual master also. Who's your spiritual master? Okay, there's so many spiritual masters. Maybe I should go guru hopping. Guru hopping means checking out this guru, checking out that guru, checking out this guru here, checking out all the gurus. No, that's not how it works. When one is serious to obtain spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge, then Krishna from within will inspire the aspiring disciple to meet the corresponding spiritual master that will inspire him, that will give him inspiration to perform devotional service. He is your guru. It's not that because, that guru has a lot of disciples, therefore he will be my guru. That guru looks very handsome. Maybe he should be my guru. No, that's not how it works. One meets his spiritual master when he becomes inspired because he sees from that spiritual master, from that guru being a bona fide representative of the Supreme Lord, to take up Krishna consciousness like the way he is doing. Because guru means he is engaged 24 hours a day in Krishna consciousness. And therefore, I want to be like him. I want to follow in his footsteps. I want to surrender unto him. And whatever he'll tell me to do, instructs me to do, I will follow. Because I know if I give myself to him, he'll give me blessings. He'll give me mercy to attain Krishna. So, beginning of Krishna consciousness means developing Guru Bhakti, devotion towards the spiritual master. As Prabhupada says, if the Guru says, you jump, you ask, how high? If the Guru says, give me milk, and then you're becoming give me water, and you're being over-intelligent, and then you're giving him milk, that's wrong. Whatever the Guru says, you follow. This is the test. In order to attain Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, first we try to develop Guru Bhakti. Without Guru's mercy, we'll not be able to attain Krishna's mercy. So Arjuna here he's perplexed. Perplexed means don't know what to do. It's puzzled, perplexed, puzzled, disturbed, cannot make a decision. So this is where the spiritual master enters. We have to have implicit faith on the spiritual master, that whatever he tells us to do, because the spiritual master is as good as God. Why? Because he speaks like God. But he himself, he doesn't say, yes, I am God. As Prabhupada says, if the person thinks that he's God, he's not God, he's dog. He's the opposite. It's very important. And we cannot understand Guru. We cannot, like 4 tattvas that we cannot fully understand. Krishna tattva, Radha tattva, Shiva tattva, and Guru tattva. Not possible to understand. We try to understand, we'll just become bewildered. As Prabhupada says, don't try to understand Krishna. Just try to develop your love for him. So similarly, Guru is like this. We cannot understand his position. He's not God, but we give the same, equal respect like that to God. As Prabhupada says, he was in an interview, and the reporter asked him, yesterday when you came, you were picked up by a Rolls Royce, and you're trying to advocate renunciation, material detachment. What is this? You're riding in a Rolls Royce. It's a very expensive car. And Prabhupada says, yes, I am the guru of the richest country in the world. And if you give me a gold car, it's not enough. Guru is very special, very difficult to understand. And we cannot understand. The only way how we can get his favor, get his blessings. That's why the spiritual master, when he gives instructions, the disciple should be willing to give up everything to fulfill that instruction. Because by doing so, he will get reciprocation. Bhakti means relationship. It's not a one way. It's 2 ways. And we can show our love towards Krishna by developing our love towards Guru, towards the spiritual master. So the spiritual master is a very special person, especially when we worship him one day in a year during his Vyasa Puja day, where we promise to recommit ourselves in the process, when we try to remember all the good qualities that he has, where we try to remember everything that he did for us, where on that day we worship him as good as God. But the spiritual master is like a viceroy. It's like during the British rule, the viceroy is the representative of the king. So whatever is being given to the viceroy, offerings, cash, everything, he doesn't consider those to belong to him. He doesn't take even 1 cent or 1 particle from the offering that's been given to him, because he knows those things that were given to him, offered to him, belongs to the king. So similarly, every honor, every respect that's given to the spiritual master, he doesn't consider that to belong to him. He offered back to Krishna for Krishna's service. So we are all in perplexities, material and spiritual. The disciple, though, should not just approach the spiritual master only for material problems, which is usually the case. I travel with my spiritual master every year for the last 20 years. And I've heard most of the problems of his disciples when he approached them is material. They're not material. They're not like, like a garbage or dump for giving all your material problems. So when we approach a spiritual master, we should approach him how we can make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Because this is the only aim of the spiritual master, to see that the disciple makes spiritual advancement and eventually go back home, back to Godhead. But as a father, spiritual master, the relationship between disciple and the guru is eternal. As a father, he will take care of everything. He made an agreement with us at the time of initiation. If the spiritual master is bona fide, disciples should be also bona fide. Then there will be fruit of love of God. It is not but because my spiritual master is a pure devotee and I'm a nonsense and I continue to become a nonsense, I also go back home, back to Godhead. It doesn't work like that. Qualified guru, we should also qualify ourselves. Then there'll be fruit of love of God, Krishna Prema. So here Arjuna is very special. He understood that I am helpless. In the beginning, he's treating Krishna as a friend. Of course, the spiritual master is our ever well-wisher, as Prabhupada would sign in all of his letters, thousands of them. Your ever well-wisher. A friend is a well-wisher. Will not let you down. Of course, materially, friends are not really friends. Spiritual friends will not let you down in times of trouble and in times of happiness. Spiritual master is like that as well. So here, Arjuna is surrendering himself. I am hopeless, helpless. I need your help. You please instruct me. I'm your disciple. In this condition, this is the best time to ask for help. And as Prabhupada says, we should always be in front of the spiritual master. We should be present ourselves as full number one. Don't be, even if we know, let's say materially, we know a little bit better than the spiritual master, we should not be boastful and too proud that I know this better than you. We should still put ourselves in a position that I don't know. Only when the spiritual master, he knows, sometimes Prabhupada will, he's not able to tell like a word, and he will ask, what is it? Then the disciple will say, because Prabhupada sometimes he will forget even some verse, and then one of his Panditji, like what's his name? Pradyumna Prabhu will supply. He will supply the sloka. As Prabhupada says also, don't be a better Paramahamsa than your Guru Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada comes for the morning and evening program. In the evening, he will have Krishna book reading here. Now tendency is that, they skip, some devotees, they skip morning and evening programs because they do something else which is better. So how can we make advancement that way? Especially in Vrindavan. When you're in Vrindavan, as much as possible, he wanted to see everyone always in the morning and evening program. Unless you go on parikrama, maybe, then you can skip 1 day, 2 days, something like that. But if it becomes a habit, and because here in Vrindavan we have this FM, so some devotees, they, like right now, some of them are hearing this in FM. It's not the same if you're in front of the speaker and hearing from FM. It's not the same. So, any person who wants to go back home, back to Godhead, he needs a guru. If you don't want to go back to Godhead, then you don't need a guru. You don't need a teacher, spiritual master. If you're not able to follow, then don't take spiritual master. Don't take guru. This is serious business, as Prabhupada says. This is not a trial and error thing. That's why before a disciple takes that commitment at the time of initiation, he wants to check really whether he'll be able to make it, or he'll be able to do it. And he checks also. Checking means not like, if the spiritual master is genuine or not. He's not checking like a business transaction. If he says what the scripture says and he also acts according to the scriptures and he inspires me, then he's my guru. He's the one who will lead me to go back home, back to Godhead. So here Arjuna, he gave up. I gave up. I surrender unto you. You please instruct me. So the next few verses, we'll be hearing about the instructions, especially the first instruction about the soul, here in this chapter, later on in a few verses. So I stop here. Any questions or comments? Yes, Mataji.
Just a short comment.
Yes.
In a letter.
You have a microphone so they can hear them from the FM land. Yes, Mataji.
In a letter that Srila Prabhupada wrote in March of 1972, he said, I only asked my Guru Maharaj one question: how can I serve you?
Yes, yes. Yes. So we should ask our Guru Maharaj also, if you have not asked yet, not to be independent and I only do what I want to do. I mentioned that in the class yesterday. Of course, we have some inclinations to do some particular service, and that service actually is special because that's what you want to do for Krishna. But to confirm what you want to do is bona fide and agreeable to Guru, then you tell also Guru, this is what I want to do. Is that all right? But then if the Guru says, no, I have a different portfolio for you, I have a different assignment for you, then you follow that first. And then if you have some time, if you are able, you can do also this thing. You can ask him, can I do this also while, Everything that we should do actually should be informed and ask permission from the spiritual master or those who are taking care of us. Because there are two kinds of gurus. There is a Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. And because Diksha Guru is not around all the time, Shiksha Guru is like practically living with you day in and day out, then you can ask that Siksha Guru. According to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, sometimes the Siksha Guru is more prominent than the Diksha Guru. We've heard that some stories of the Goswamis, they will send their disciples to the Goswamis to learn more. And then they come back. So yes, how can I serve you? Yes, sir. You have the mic? Please pass the mic. Prabhu. Where are you from?
USA.
Which part?
Los Angeles.
City of Angels?
Yeah, I'm good friends with it lately.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of just touched up on it, but I was wondering, I don't fully understand, maybe you can explain, in our disciplic succession, some of the gurus are not that person's picture.
Yes.
Like Bhagavad-Gita or Srivastava.
Mm-mm.
I was wondering if you could explain that.
Well, the understanding is that the instruction, the guru is one. A Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru, the knowledge that they give is one, is absolute. So, sometimes the disciplic succession has been broken. So to speak, that just like if you read here from Lord, let's see. There is a disciplic succession here. Page what? Who's fast? Huh? Right here in the end. From Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyas, then Madhava. From Vyasadeva to Madhava, it's a big gap. What happened after, in between there? The knowledge is still been given, but these are the more prominent acharyas. Madhva, Padmanabh, Nirahari, Madhava. This is the way how our disciplic succession is more of a siksha, disciplic succession, than diksha. But there is no difference between siksha and diksha, because the knowledge is that they give, they disseminate. Prabhupada used that word, disseminate. Disseminate is absolute truth. Yes. Just like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has a Diksha Guru, but more prominent is Jagannath Das Babaji.
So is it that he feels more connected with Jagannath Das Babaji?
No, that means that they're both connected, but the instructions that's been given, because see, Guru means he gives Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. Transcendental knowledge that is being received from the spiritual master. If we follow and understand and follow and apply it, purifies our heart. We attain love of God. It's like if you tell someone in the street, chant Hare Krishna, you're a guru also. If he chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra and he will never meet anybody, he can also go back to Godhead, provided he chants purely the holy name. But then, it's rare that this will happen. He will still need a living guru, where he will be able to get instructions how to purify more. Okay? Yes, sir.
previous verse.
Yes.
Arjuna, he was confused and he said, when everybody is killed, then what the use of ruling?
Yeah, because there's no one to enjoy. You're alone. How can you don't enjoy alone. You enjoy with a company.
So after the battle and everybody was killed and this one, and they got this, they were ruling. And who were there for, they were ruling for whom when everybody was dead?
Well, Yudhishthira Maharaj became the king. There's a kingdom here in Delhi.
Generally 64 crores of people died there, so there were no people.
How do you know? You were not there.
No, it's mentioned in the Shastra
That no one is there?
no, it said 64 crores.
I know, but 64 crores, there may be more crores than that left over. There's only in the battle. If you've been to Kurukshetra, how that 64 crores can contain within that area? It's impossible. No, there's still some left behind. You know, they became kings. He transferred the kingdom to who? From Yudhishthir to Parikshit Maharaj. As Prabhupada says in the purport of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let's say everyone goes back home, back to Godhead in the universe. Don't think that the universe will be emptied. It'll be replenished immediately. Don't think that, like, let's say everyone goes back to Godhead right now. Within that's nanosecond. That means nanosecond means less than 1 second. There'll be a lot of conditioned souls again. So,
He wanted to enjoy with his family members, and those family members are dead. So
it's okay. Lord Krishna is there. He has a lot of big family. He has millions. Like 63 million family members or something. And because he satisfied Krishna by following that instruction, killing, which actually he did not kill. Lord Krishna says, don't worry, I already killed them. They're already dead. You just have to do your part. I'm sure there's a lot of survivors also. Okay? Mahendra Prabhu.
well, we know the Pandavas survived.
Yeah.
I think there's a focus early on with my generation on Srila Prabhupada, and there's such a focus on the Diksha, because Srila Prabhupada was the Diksha.
That's true.
But as time wears on, there are so many Diksha gurus, but there are also so many Siksha gurus.
Yes.
Very few, and they develop very slowly. Among True Lala's God brothers, perhaps Sridhar Maharaj, and that was about it.
Yes.
So, I mean, as time wears on, and even now, there are so many Diksha gurus, and there are so many Siksha gurus. My generation, I think, tends to think narrowly in terms of Diksha gurus.
Yes.
But because all of us, 5,000 of us, only had one guru, one Siksha guru, one Diksha.
That's
guru
right.
in the beginning.
Well, Prabhupada is a Siksha Guru of ISKCON for the next 10,000 years. But there will be one very prominent Acharya who will emerge. But we cannot put all the gurus' names after this. How are we gonna calculate this? But there'll be one prominent. But still, even though the present, our generation, the generation after you, we have many spiritual masters. But for us, Prabhupada is still prominent. We cannot put Prabhupada number 2. Isn't it? Never. It'll be a big aparad. We're all here because of Prabhupada. Hundreds and hundreds of generations for the next 10,000 years, they'll be there because of Prabhupada.
It's been said.
Isn't it? We cannot diminish. That's why Prabhupada's position has to be always emphasized. And his instructions should be always in the front. Even though how pure my Guru Maharaj, still Prabhupada is more pure.
And he will acknowledge that. Your Guru Maharaj will be quick to acknowledge that.
Yes. Because this is the nature of the spiritual master. Even though they're all gurus, still there are different levels of purity. Like even in sannyas, there are different levels of advancement. And there is what you call Paramahamsa. Kutichak Bahudak Parivrajakacaryan Paramahamsa. And Prabhupada is Paramahamsa. More than Paramahamsa. Param Paramahamsa. So, yeah, we cannot diminish Prabhupada's position. The more we put him up there, then the more we will flourish. The more our movement will flourish.
Well, I'm feeling very grateful that you brought this topic up. And I would just like to say that some of the second and third generation devotees, they're feeling that the Prabhupada disciples are more fortunate than they are. And this certainly is not true. It's just like lighting a candle. You take a candle, you light the next candle, you light the
Mm-hmm.
The absolute truth
Mm-mm.
is the absolute truth.
Sure,
And we're all under the umbrella of His divine grace.
that's
There's
right.
only one. And
He
you've been
built
so
a-
gracious to bring this up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he says there's one astrologer in Navadvip, and when the devotees show the picture of Prabhupada, the astrologer says he built a house in which the whole world can live in, even without seeing Prabhupada personally. And when they told this to Prabhupada, he says, yes, that's correct. No one can claim that, even the future generations to come. No one can claim that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada K.